gay, white, cisgender bullshit. It's bisexuality month, bitch. I'm Bryson, and you're watching Tea with B. That's where I spill tea on all the shit I experience in politics, media, and everyday life. I should also add that this is under the influence of some kind of a narcotic most of the time, which is where this channel sprung from in my direct memory. So, that being said, take all of this with a grain of salt, but I'm usually right. Ew. That was truly awful. Yep. That was... So yesterday was Bisexuality Day, Bisexuality Visibility Day, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I've heard it called several things at this point, so I'm just kind of immune to whatever name comes next, because you know, as bisexuals, we can never make up our mind. Yes, being bi. Bi everything. I am bi everything. Bisexual, bi gender, bipenal. I'm joking. I don't have two penises. That was a joke. I don't even think that's the scientific word for having two penises. So it was a really awful joke, and I shouldn't have made a joke about that. I mean, but, you know, I'm white in society. I can make jokes about other people's, you know, medical or racial or sexual deviancies, and I can get away with it because I'm fucking white. In honor of Bisexual Visibility Day, I thought I would start my first video on my YouTube channel because I'm bisexual, so this is obviously a very, very big deal for me, and it's a very big part of my life, so I thought, why not? This would be the perfect coming out video. I've already came out several years ago, so I don't even know why I'm doing this. I mean, does it even hold water? Will I even get on Ellen from this? That's the question you should always ask yourself. Will you be on Ellen? Anywho, in honor, we are going to start off with Bryson's Facts of Bisexual History. This should be a fun subject to talk about. It's me getting drunk, talking about actual facts, but in a funny way, because I'm funny as fuck. Just letting all of you know. Don't fuck up. I'm Italian, and I have family that's in the mob. Let's do this shit, bitch. Just fair warning, these facts may be out of order. But I don't give a fuck. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at in my life. I don't give a fuck about if they're in chronological order, so there it is. First of all, let's start off with the term bisexual. What does bisexual actually mean? Bisexuality, simply put, is liking or being attracted to two or more genders, and this can be in different degrees, different intensities, and it's not the same for everybody. Everyone's attractions are obviously different, and but simply put, for base purposes, it's just liking two or more genders. It's not quantum physics, it's not rocket science, it's not trying to... Okay, I can't come up with a math equation for comedic effect, so just like pretend, maybe. I'm really sorry, like, I feel attacked. I feel legitimately attacked because... Which may lead you to other questions, like, how long has bisexuality been around? What famous people could be bisexual? I wonder if bisexuals have been marginalized by lesbian and gay communities. That's so crazy. Well, Bryson's here to answer all of your questions with a notepad, motherfuckers. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take a proper break. you don't partake in the proper experience outside of bottoming, I feel very sorry for you. You should cry about that. Let's start with history, shall we? Ancient Japan. Though I would have personally preferred to have invested my education, my martial arts education at least, in ninjutsu, to be a ninja, I probably would have fit in better with the samurai. An ancient practice known as Shudo, yes, Shudo, was practiced by several, I mean probably all of them, samurai soldiers. And it was the act of taking on a young male apprentice, becoming friends with him, teaching him all of your ways, and then, in the end, the young male is expected to have sex with his sensei, his teacher, if you will. In Japan, there were actually classified 3 different genders: male, female, and young attractive male. Forgot what the really long Japanese word is for that. Somebody, if you can, put it in the comment section. Anywho, and it was actually very, very, very common for men to be accepted with a wife and a boyfriend on the side, as long as he was young and he was attractive. You know, because little twinks are the devil, and they will take your wife, your man, your husband, if you got one, and all of your dignity. All of it. Like, they won't leave nothing behind. Let's travel back to ancient Greece. Let's start with Hadrian, shall we? The Emperor of Greece, Hadrian, was well known for having several wives, and also, at the time, since it was culturally appropriate, to have several boyfriends, because he was hoeing around, just like men always do, because men are evil, and men will destroy your entire life, and they will leave nothing behind, except for the fucking coffee maker that doesn't even fucking work. One little boyfriend of Hadrian's, Antinous, then got himself fucked up in battle, and heartbroken Hadrian was like, I'm going to build a city in Egypt after you, which is where the famous ancient city of, guess what, Antipolis, Egypt, was formed. And then we go on to Achilles, the famous ancient Greek warrior with the Trojans and the horses. He had several girlfriends, but it is not speculated at all. It's actually said several times that Achilles had a sexual and romantic relationship with his best friend slash sparring partner, Patroclus. And Patroclus and Achilles obviously was getting it on, like, in the wrestling ring, and I was wondering where I was, like where was I? Because I wanted to at least videotape so that I could have made money off of that in today's time. Because that, like that shit, because, you know, Achilles was, like, supposed to be real attractive, like, right out of the River of Styx. Moving on, Alfred Kinsey Spectrum, we all know that one. 1948, Alfred Kinsey, who was also speculated to be bisexual, created the Kinsey scale. And basically the way the Kinsey scale is set up is 0 to 6, and 0 being completely heterosexual, 6 being completely homosexual, and most people fall somewhere in between those two. That being said, we also have to keep in mind that people at the time who weren't actually bisexual were also part of the bisexual community, such as people who identify as asexual and aromantic, because on the Kinsey scale, that was the only thing that we had that identified sexuality. So even asexual people were once a part of the bisexual community, and no one knows about this. Now to Stonewall, and not the white Stonewall. We don't want to, no, not the movie. That shit's fake. We all know it's fake. It's faker than Kim Kardashian's everything. Did you ever hear about Brenda Howard, the bisexual woman who was fucking a radical bisexual feminist woman, and in 1969 she was vital in the first LGBT parade that was ever ever accomplished. And we don't hear about her. We don't hear about these bisexual people. Or also in the 1960s, Danny the Punk, who you might have heard of if you know anything about LGBT history, he started the first LGBTQ group ever. That being stated, he was openly bisexual, but no one talks about these people. I'm not gonna go on a whole rant about the problems that bisexual people face with other people, because I think that it's tired. You know what to say to people. You know how not to say shit to people at this point. If you don't, you really need to have a crash course in sexuality, gender, and racial programming. Like, you need to have your brain reprogrammed if you literally at this point have no concept of what those things are. I will end this video with a very positive thing that I saw in honor of Bisexuality Visibility Day. Benjamin Ryan, a writer for Pause Magazine, which is a wonderful magazine. If you aren't subscribed to it, you should definitely subscribe to it now. He is a wonderful writer for this wonderful magazine dedicated to HIV positive people, and he just recently knocked out the biggest stigma that is on bisexual men, which is the fact that bisexual men are more likely to transmit HIV to other partners than straight men. And he completely floored me with this article, and he shattered all of the statistics that have been leading up to the stigma of bisexual men. And it was so wonderful to see. It almost brought me to tears, to see something that I had been so used to for so long torn completely down. So it was absolutely wonderful. If you're bisexual, keep the B in LGBT. It's not an and symbol, and you are just as valid as any other sexuality out there. If you're not bi, then fuck you if you aren't doing anything to help bi people understand themselves more, or at least helping other people understand what bi means, because you lesbians and gays are just as bad as the straight people, if not worse, because you should fucking know better. Stay true to who you are, be whoever you want to be, and don't be afraid to be a freak, because there's freaks everywhere, and you might as well just be another one, but you can be one that makes a difference. So, I'll talk to you guys later, and bye.